Critical Rants recently crossed 500 subscribers, which is pretty darn cool in my opinion. And I'll be posting a Q&A video to celebrate reaching this milestone, so if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, leave them in the comments below. Now, let's get into the video. Teen Titans was host to many great story arcs across its 5-season run, but perhaps its most memorable story arc occurred in Season 2 with the introduction of Terra. Terra's story plays out over only 5 episodes, but in these 5 episodes, we'd experience a tale that we'd never forget. So grab yourself a slice of pie, betray your friends, and ready your tear ducts as we dive into the tragedy of Terra. What's remarkable about Terra as a character is just how little of her backstory we actually get. We learn that she's been living nomadically and going wherever the wind takes her. Presumably, Terra has been roaming like this for some time, but despite her lack of a concrete backstory, Teen Titans is able to convey crucial information about Terra's character through her dialogue and actions. In the first episode that Terra appears in, she becomes visibly upset when Beast Boy mentions her going all out with her powers in the Titans' upcoming training session. She accidentally sends Beast Boy tumbling off the rock he was sitting on, and this is how she reacts.
I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. Don't tell, please don't tell.
Terra, it's okay. You can't totally control your powers. So what?
Promise you won't tell anybody. Ever.
Sure.
Swear it!
Okay. I promise. But really, it's no big deal. If my friends knew, they'd still like you.
While it's true that the Titans would still like Terra even if they knew she struggled with her abilities, Terra clearly doesn't believe this. She is extremely self-critical and afraid of losing control of her powers because losing control has led to severe consequences in her past. And this idea is reinforced throughout this episode.
Don't lose control. Don't lose control. Don't.
You lack control, Terra. And when you lose control, you are more dangerous than anything I've ever seen.
We never learn the specifics of what happened in Terra's past, but we're repeatedly shown how insecure she is about her lack of mastery over her powers. However, Terra puts on an air of confidence when we're introduced to her, seeming like she's cool, calm, and in control, but that mask soon slips away in this introductory episode. Terra ends up fleeing from the Titans after Robin comments on her inability to completely control her powers, thinking that Beast Boy told the rest of the team about this flaw when she specifically asked him not to. Robin, however, simply deduced it, and the pain of opening herself up to Beast Boy, only to be hurt upon letting him in, is too much for Terra to bear. But when Terra returns to the Titans 5 episodes later, she is once again confident and seemingly at ease around her old friends. The Titans are all thrilled to see Terra, except— wait, I'm sorry, I gotta cut myself off here, guys. I just don't know what time it is. Oh wait, that's right, I do know what time it is. It's Raven O'Clock.
Told ya.
As I was saying, Raven doesn't share her teammates' enthusiasm on Terra's return.
Dude, she really has gotten better.
She learned a few tricks. Doesn't mean she's any less dangerous.
And while Raven is openly wary of Terra, this episode goes to great lengths to demonstrate just how similar the two are. Terra's chief internal conflict, as I've stated several times already, is her lack of control. When Terra interrupts the Titans' volleyball game at the beginning of the episode, Raven is meditating, because if she doesn't, she'll lose control of her powers and people could get hurt. Sound familiar? And to a certain extent, Raven is even jealous of Terra.
Why can't you just trust me? Because you don't deserve it. I have to meditate every day to keep my powers under control. I'm supposed to believe that you can just suddenly control yours.
The fact that Terra has seemingly mastered her powers so quickly irks Raven, because Raven has to work every day to avoid losing control of her abilities. She's so reluctant to trust Terra because she intimately recognizes the danger that a girl with that much power and that little control poses. Raven has been that girl. She is that girl. But by the end of this episode, Raven learns to put her own insecurities aside and chooses to trust Terra, ultimately working with her to save Titan's tower. Unfortunately, Raven was right to doubt Terra at this point in the story, because, as many of you are likely aware, Terra is a double agent working for Slade. This is foreshadowed with the final shot of the episode when Terra says,
I don't believe it. They actually trust me.
Note how Terra's hair falls over her eye, mimicking Slade's appearance and alluding to her true allegiance here. In the season's 10th episode, the next episode that continues Terra's story, we are shown how skilled Slade is at manipulating his apprentice. Terra isn't used to people treating her with kindness, and it's implied through her nomadic lifestyle that her relationship with her parents is rocky at best. Slade recognizes this void in Terra's life and is easily able to prey on her insecurities in order to place himself in that parental role.
Dear child, you don't have any friends.
And once Terra's betrayal is revealed to the Titans, that statement becomes true.
Slade, he helped me, saved me from myself. He said I owed him, but...
So it was all a game? You were just pretending?
No, you said you'd be my friend no matter what, remember?
Slade was right. You don't have any friends.
Slade twists Terra into a monster with the promise of teaching her to control her powers, and motivated by that fear, Terra falls for it, betraying the Titans and flooding their home with Slade's deadly robots. The Titans are forced to flee from Titan's tower, and Terra seems to have finally obtained the control over her powers that she so desperately sought. But urged on by Slade, Terra aims to destroy the Titans once and for all. While Terra takes out Robin, Cyborg, and Starfire, it's her confrontation with Raven, unsurprisingly, that interests me the most. When Raven first learned of Terra's betrayal in episode 10, she exclaims that she knew they never should have trusted Terra. 2 episodes later, Raven says the following about her former ally.
Terra was never our friend. She was a liar and a spy, trained by Slade and sent to destroy us. She's evil. Always has been, always will be.
Raven, of course, doesn't truly believe this, as she's doing what Raven does best, closing herself off from her feelings in order to protect herself. But she can't protect herself from Terra, who not only begins to break Raven down physically, but psychologically as well.
You know, Raven, I never liked you. I never even wanted to know you. You may have fooled the others, but I always knew you were a liar. Oh, really? Is that why you let me live in your house and steal all your secrets and shut up?
Finally, when Terra continues to taunt Raven, Raven can't contain her pain any longer, and she literally explodes with emotion.
Or is it that deep down inside you really believed I was your friend? I trusted you! We trusted you! We gave you everything and you treated us like dirt!
The pain of opening herself up to Terra, only to be hurt upon letting her in, is too much for Raven to bear, and she and the rest of the Titans are defeated. In theory, Terra has everything that she wanted, complete control over her powers. But as she crosses the desolate landscape of the city that she helped to destroy, the only pockets of warmth and color that remain are the memories of her friends. And when those people she remembers so fondly return, they are anything but her friends.
There's nothing left to say.
You attempted to annihilate us. Did you think we wouldn't take it personally?
It's over, Terra.
Battered and afraid, Terra runs to the only person she has left, Slade. But of course, Slade was never interested in giving Terra control. He was only interested in controlling her.
But it's not too late for me to walk out the door.
I'm afraid it is, my dear. You see, you no longer have any control in the matter.
When Beast Boy journeys into Slade's lair in search of Terra, what he finds is a broken shell of the person that he once knew. But Beast Boy is a teen titan, and even now, he doesn't give up on his friend.
It's your life, Terra. Your choice. It's never too late to change.
With the faith her friend has put in her, Terra turns on Slade and unleashes her powers, simultaneously triggering a volcano that threatens to swallow the city. Knowing that she's the only one who can contain it, Terra chooses to stay behind at the cost of her own life.
Please, Terra, you can't. It's too late.
It's never too late.
Notice how Terra brushes the hair away from her eye here, demonstrating her freedom from Slade and her choice to do good. Terra finally has control, and with that control, she makes the ultimate sacrifice and chooses to save her friends, being turned to stone in the process of halting the eruption.
Her name was Terra. She was gifted with tremendous power, and cursed with it as well. She was a dangerous enemy and a good friend, and she was one of the bravest people that I have ever known.
Terra made many mistakes in her short life, but in the end, she chose to do the right thing. In the end, Terra was a Teen Titan and a true friend. And if that wasn't heartbreaking enough, would you believe that Terra's fate was foreshadowed in her very first scene?
I've been crashing in a cave on the other side of the hill.
Unacceptable! I cannot permit my new friend to slumber in a lonely cave of darkness.
Ouch, that just hurts, man. Oh, I think I need a minute. It's remarkable how sincere Terra's story feels without it becoming corny, how dark it gets without it feeling gritty. Interestingly, the story that Teen Titans adapted for Terra's arc, the Judas Contract, isn't nearly as kind to Terra as the show is. In that story, Terra doesn't feel very conflicted about betraying the Titans, and by the end of the Judas Contract, the conclusion seems to be that Terra acted the way she did simply because she was evil. While some nuance is given to her, there isn't nearly as much nuance as is given to her in the show. I think Teen Titans asks more of its audience by showing our enemies at their best and their worst, and then asks us to empathize with them. A kid show was not only able to adapt this story effectively, but also improve upon it. And if you ask me, that is gosh darn impressive. Thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure to dive back into Teen Titans again, so if you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, likes, comments, and shares are greatly appreciated. The Q&A video should be next, don't forget to leave your questions down below, but after that, I'll be covering an animated show that's a bit different. So make sure to subscribe to Critical Rants and follow me on Twitter so you don't miss that. I will see you guys then.